Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good wherever, whatever it is for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to today's live stream, to today's inspiration. I like to call it an inspiration because I really feel like when this is done right, we are all inspired to say and share our truth. We're all inspired to reconnect with who we are. We're all inspired to align with the truth of who we are, our self-expression, and that we can say things that sometimes we hold in shame and judgment, and it just comes out with just truth and ease and celebration. So I like to call this an inspiration. I'm going to try to just slow down on my preamble so I can let everybody come into the virtual room today. Today's topic is, are you an actor or reactor? Are you an actor or reactor? And I did do this topic, I think a month or two ago. I didn't look at the date. And it was fantastic, fabulous. It was really one of my favorite inspirations. It's actually fundamental to us as humans, as us living this human journey. So as you enter, introduce yourself. Where are you from? Is this your first time? Are you a regular? And did you attend last time, actor or reactor? Did you attend the actor reactor? And I know that this will be a really similar message because all of the messages, every inspiration is the same, but what comes out and the way it comes together and the way that it aligns to our understanding of the truth is very different every time. So it will be really exciting to see how we collectively align. I find that every inspiration, we collectively align in a way and then find some truths that we're all like, oh yes. And not only do we believe it egoically, we start to know it mentally and feel it. Because those of you that know me, you know that unless we truly feel, there will be no changes. We can affirm on the egoic level and the mental level, we can affirm all we want, but until we shift the feeling, then nothing will change. So today is all about, are you the actor or reactor of your life? Are you the actor or reactor of your life? And what does that mean? What does that mean to you? What are you the actor or reactor of your life? To me, what it means is, Liz, you can hear me or you can't hear me? Good morning, Kim. Am I being heard? Because I know I'm talking. Liz, I can hear you or can't hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Fantastic. I can. Oh, I don't need to yell. I will turn down the volume and let me know if that's better with the volume. Fantastic. Let me know if the volume is better. I get excited and I speak, but and try to speak my truth. But today, are you the actor? Liz, I do project at my screen. Let me know. I turn down the volume. Let me know if this is comfortable. And then you guys can also turn down your volume. Let me know, what does it mean, actor or reactor of your life? What does that mean to you? Are you the actor or reactor? To me, it means, are you living life from a place of purpose? From a place of you are leading, that you are ultimately feeling that you are in control, but in control isn't the right word. It's in alignment with your personal power, that you're in alignment with your truth. And just like Liz is saying, I feel like I'm reacting to a lot of people, just like I did now. Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Are you aligned with your truth? And when you do speak, because Liz, you did help me turn down the volume and to make sure that I'm speaking from a place of evenness, because there was a bit of projection towards the screen, that we do it in a place of groundedness and a place where the energy that we might be holding is an energy of compassion and love and care and the desire for alignment for yourself and the other person. So acting Beautiful, Liz. And I do appreciate, and this is what it's all about. We are all sloppy as human beings. And if I'm projecting loudly at the screen, there is nothing more than I want to do is make sure that everybody is comfortable. Everybody is comfortable. And there has been some beautiful words that I've heard from other people. And if it's not given in the right tone or in the right volume, you can't receive it. So your feedback is priceless. Your feedback is priceless. And yes, I did react to it energetically, and maybe you gave it energetically, so I picked up on that. And there could have been a neutral way to deliver it and a neutral way to receive it. But that's what we're calibrating to. That's what we're calibrating to. That I am the actor. And so I take Liz and filter out any energy and recognize that she's trying to help me, and it is helping me. If this is more comfortable, then it is help. And it's my choice, my choice. I gave the red, welcome Seti, welcome. I've given the red shirt analogy, the red shirt, where I don't know how many of you heard my red shirt analogy, where somebody says to me, hey Manal, that red shirt looks great on you. Or hey Manal, that red shirt looks awful on you. And if they look at me and say it's awful, and I'm wearing my blue shirt, I'll be like, oh, those guys, I don't know what the heck she's talking about. This is a blue shirt. Or I might be confused, or I might just pause, but I won't take it personally because I'm wearing a blue shirt and I know I'm wearing a blue shirt. But if I was wearing a red shirt and she said to me, that red shirt does not look good on you, it makes you look all red, or whatever she says, I might feel insecure. I might feel bad. I might react and think it's about me. So the point is, only if I'm wearing a red shirt will I react to somebody speaking. So Liz, clearly I have some sort of insecurity or some sort of like wanting to ensure that I want this to be in the best, because otherwise I would just take it in and not receive the energy. But we're also energy receivers. So I guess I'm diverting and going in, but it's all beautiful. And what I love to do is filter out the other people and try to figure out what is the message. What is it that we're trying to get delivered? And can I receive it in a place to amplify me? And the more I know the person, the more I know what I need to filter out. Somebody might be sensitive. Someone might be, I'm filtering out their ego. Some people I might be filtering. And this is on point to, are you an actor or reactor? Because if somebody has ego, or somebody is sensitive, or somebody is anxious, and I take that on, I am reacting to them. I'm reacting to them. Kim, good morning. You are beautiful. Kim is receiving it as my passion. And there is so much passion when I come onto these live streams, and all of our energy and our desire to grow. There is so much passion. And so as the actor in my life, I have the choice to take every single one of you and to see you for the beauty that you are, and to filter out our human conditioning so we can amplify together. And that's what today is all about. Today is all about Liz saying, hey, maybe I didn't say that properly, but this was my intention, and me appreciating that attention, me appreciating and loving that intention. And then everybody coming together and finding that alignment and that beauty. And this is what it's all about. Are we acting or are we reacting? Are we acting and are we reacting? And Beth is like, beautiful. I'm happy that I can turn the volume up, the volume down. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And Liz adjusted her volume. Beautiful. What am I able to control? Am I able to control my reaction? Beautiful, Liz. And then what I want us to move to is, instead of us reacting, we're actually acting. And that we see ourselves and have a lens that we are actors. Because if we keep seeing everything as cause, effect, and see that we are effect, that's pretty exhausting. So when does A start and B go? When does 1 start and 2 start? Why don't we be the actors that see that we are always initiating, which keeps us aligned with our inner truth, aligned with our values and our inner power, and let go of the external and calibrate to our internal. That's what being an actor or a reactor is. I've asked it so many times and I never even articulated it. An actor means you're aligned with your inner power. An reactor means you're reacting to external conditions. Do we want to act by being in alignment with inner power or react by looking to external conditions? Guys, I think that's beautiful and we got that really early on. Tell me if you like that with hearts, tell me with words, and tell me if that's an intention that you would like to be aligned with our inner power or reacting to external conditions. Valerie, hello, good morning to you. I'm grateful to be here since I missed last Thursday. Well, we missed you last Thursday. I do tend to take things personally, but I try to reflect on it and I usually rationalize it. In a few years ago, I reacted intensely to others saying something. Now there's much more awareness. Fantastic, Valerie, that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I'd rather stay close to myself and in alignment. Beautiful. And Kim gave hearts and I saw the hearts along the side. That's absolutely beautiful. There's a bunch of things that you said in there, Valerie. First of all, the shift requires awareness. Awareness. Without awareness, we cannot shift. And that's what the power is in today's topic. Are you the actor or the reactor? What we're going to do is create awareness on all of the levels. On the egoic level, the mental level, the emotional level, and the physical level. We're going to create awareness and then create intentions, because we can create intentions on the egoic level instantaneously. Instantaneously. The intention creation is on the egoic level. That's where we carry our identity and beliefs. And if anybody wants me to repeat something, because I see a lot of regulars in here, go ahead and tell me what you want me to expand on. But here, the egoic level is where we set our intention, we set our identity, we set our beliefs, and these are done. There might be resistance because we might have conditioning. It is life's conditioning that's keeping us from our inner power and from our truth. And this conditioning is normal. So number one, you all know what I try to guide us towards is finding love and compassion towards our conditioning. We are going to hold our past with an appreciation and recognition. This is just life. This is just life. So the egoic level, pretty easy for us to say. So let me ask you all. Let me ask yourself. What are your beliefs? Your beliefs, your egoic beliefs about being an actor or reactor? Why are we here in this life? What do you really believe at the spiritual level when you're connected to greater, and you can use whatever greater. It could be universe, it could be nature, it could be higher power, it could be God, it could be inner being, it's whatever you hold it. I think they're all synonyms. I think they're all synonyms for one, but you don't have to believe that. What is your belief at the egoic level about you being an actor or reactor? Valerie, after the awareness, I try to be curious and ask myself, why did I react that way, and make room for my feelings? Fantastic, Valerie. That's fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Beth, I think first people need to calm down. I think if reacting publicly is going to make it worse, we can have feelings without acting in a way we will regret. Beth, that's absolutely beautiful. But what I want us to do is look within ourselves. I want us to look within ourselves. And yes, there's a lot of people outside of our world that could have a great deal of awareness, but their conditioning will allow them to get their awareness when they're ready for it. But the only people we have control of is ourselves, our actions, our beliefs. So what we're going to do is shift within, and then what I offer, it attracts the type of people that you are. We attract what we are. Richard, that I am alone and I'm here to say, I'm not here to save myself. Richard, say that to me again, if you don't mind, because I think there's a lot of negatives in there. So I want to make sure I'm aligned with what your intention is. Write that statement again in the positive. Are you saying that you're not alone here to save yourself, or that there's other here to support you? You're supported by bigger? Tell me what you're saying, Richard. I think you're saying that there is others here to support yourself, and you say save yourself, but could we say support yourself? Expand a bit on there, because I think there's a lot that we can work on, or work with, not work on. Liz wants to be like you, Valerie, when she grows up. We're all growing up, Liz, all the time. We're all growing up and we all have different ages. We have our physical ages, our emotional ages, and we have emotional ages and different emotions. Our sadness and our anger might have different ages than our happiness and our satisfaction. And what we want to do is amplify it all and not hold ourselves from judgment, not hold ourselves from guilt, not hold ourselves in any place of resistance, but of love, and take all of the elements of ourselves and expand and grow. I believe the meaning of life is growth and expansion. And today we're going to all calibrate to recognizing we are actors. We are actors, and we're going to calibrate to that here, 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 and here. And it might be instantaneous for some of you because your conditioning has allowed for it. And it might take the time that's best for your highest good because that's what your conditioning is. And regardless, it doesn't matter because we are all brilliant. We're all brilliant. We are all brilliant. Beautiful. So Richard, I'm going to assume that you're saying there are others here to support you. There is more than you, that you're connected to bigger, that there is a bigger connection. And give me, Richard, join in, or hearts to let me know that we feel that we're connected to something bigger. And is that bigger expecting us to only react or to act? Are we expected to be surrendered is a good word because we are surrendered in some words. Now I have a bit of conversation that we could have. Because I do believe ultimately that we surrender, but I believe that surrender does come through action. It feels like reaction and it feels like passivity, but it's a recognition that there's more to support us. We're connected to higher. There's a higher power. And through that surrender, it's a very strong action to allow ourselves to be supported and to be carried. So I don't know if you're all with me, but what I want us to get to is, hey, you know what? We are actors. We are the actors of our life. We are the actors, and we have been conditioned to react. We've been conditioned to react. So tell me, guys, are you with me? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do we need to come and see what's standing in our way of being actors? Beautiful. Richard, he's laughing, no expectation tied to my share. Yes, we are connected to a higher and here with others. Beautiful. And in that role, what's our responsibility? To react to external or to align with the higher and with ourselves? What is our beliefs, our desires, our purpose, our mission? What is our mission? What's our mission? Because again, okay, maybe this is easier. What is the conditioning that we all have? How do we feel in life? Let's go, maybe we need to go back lower to our human. What is it that we see ourselves in life? How are we reacting? How are we feeling? How do we feel secure or unsecure? What are the stories that we have? Maybe we need to get to that level first. Richard, here's how my heart and soul works if you have space for it. From here to there, a healing message to you as you walk from here to there throughout each day. When you walk from here to there, the flowers bend in the breeze to catch a glimpse of you, to say hello. In the winter, even the seedlings feel each step to take. They yearn to grow and meet you. The birds find these best places to see you. They sing a song. They sing a new song each time, calling out your name. There she is. Take shade under the trees who bear the weight of our sorrow. They give us hope. They hold the wind for a moment so we can hear them speak to us. As the sun reflects off the ocean waters, the smallest grains of sand, their light can be found between the toes. From here to there we find the glittering magic, like those hues in your eyes. All of life carrying us from here to there, an ever unfolding thank you for being here. You are made of love beyond any imagination of yourself. I see you and I see your incredible soft love. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. We walk by this connection all day long in business of our minds. Absolutely beautiful. There's tears in my eyes. There is tears in that beautiful, beautiful sentiment, Richard. And that's amazing. So everybody, how do you feel about that? Does that align with that there's beauty in the words, the beauty in the world, that beauty sees you and you see that beauty, that beauty serves you and you serve that beauty, that you're connected to more. Who sees, who wants to say, yes, this is the life that we want to live? Who says that, yes, we want to be in a life that we see the beauty and the beauty sees us? Who wants to be in a love that we see the strength and the strength sees us? Who wants to be in a life that the light serves you and you serve the light? And ultimately, it's a song, it's a prayer, it's a surrender, it's a beauty, it's a celebration. Allison, yes, surrender to the outcome of our steps towards our purpose, in my view. Beautiful. Surrender to the outcome of our steps towards our purpose. So we're walking, we're leading. We are the actors. We are the actors. We are playing. We are connected. We are surrendered. So how many of us play like we're reacting? Do we have control in our life? And I don't like the word control, but do we feel free? That's better. Do we feel free in our life? Do we feel free in our life? Liz, absolutely, I do. Beautiful. Do we feel free in our life? Do we feel worthy in our life? Do we feel unconditional love in our life? And if the answer is no, what's in our way? And let's work it together. Let's work it together to overcome that conditioning, to overcome those conditions, so we can calibrate to the truth that Richard shared with us. The truth that Richard wrote. I don't know, Richard, if you wrote that, if that's written, if you've gotten from somewhere else, it's absolutely beautiful. So we can be in that truth. And life is all about us. Richard, it's absolutely beautiful. It's Richard's and it's absolutely beautiful. So we can live in that truth. So we can get to that truth. Life conditions us. Life conditions us to get to that truth. Life gives us stories, experiences. We call it struggle and suffering and hard and difficult. And I want to eliminate those words from all of our collective vocabulary. And I want us to see that when the wind blows, it's just like the flower. When it storms, it's just like the sand. When there's lightning, it's just like the sun. And all that is, it's about orienting us to our greatest desires. Orienting us towards recognizing that there's more that we want to life. And ultimately, I believe it's three that we're looking for. It's the worthiness, it's the freedom, it's the love, and everything we experience helps to guide us towards this. Valerie talked about awareness. Step one is becoming aware of the four bodies, our egoic body, where we're carrying our identity, our beliefs, our mental body, where our thoughts are, very closely related, our beliefs in our mind. And many of us, because we don't think of them as two bodies, that we don't know that our beliefs are sometimes, that's why we want something, but we don't believe that can happen. That's resistance. I want to be an actor, but I'm not good enough. I want to be a photographer, but it doesn't make enough money. Contradiction between egoic and mental beliefs, that's resistance. We're going to start to recognize when that resistance and eliminate it. Our emotional body, and then our physical body. This is where we feel our emotions. And if there's resistance, I want to be an actor, I'm not good enough, that makes me sad. I want to be a photographer, it doesn't make enough money, that makes me mad. We're going to find the alignment, and then our physical selves will come out and live that life of truth. Okay, interesting. I've previously been introduced to the concept of reaction or proaction and have integrated that concept to be proactive, not reactive. And hearing acting initially comes upon a sense of fakeness, as acting is usually contrived and actors are creating illusion. But I'm contemplating further. Proaction is to think of the future. Reaction is to think of the past. Action aligns with being present, and that's the greatest alignment. Thanks for this shift. I hadn't taken the time to realize I've been thinking about it in an incomplete way. Kate, that's actually fascinating. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And yes, there's a bit of play on the words as being an actor, but the intention wasn't about you acting fake, but it's about you taking control, us being the creators, us being the makers of our life. One of my favorite topics is victims and victimhood. We have been conditioned in society to be victims. Turn on the news, watch any show, and it's all about being a victim. Victim. Some political platforms are all about victimhood. And victimhood makes us unaligned from our power, from our truth, from who we are, from the present. It's always looking at the past, as you said, Kay, which is beautiful because everything, the work then comes back about being present. Because without being present, we have nothing. The past is over. The future will never be. We only have now. That's why all the great works come back to now. And now we can only be present when we're aligned with our beliefs, our mind, our feelings, and our body. And we can only become present and aligned when we work out the conditioning by honoring it, by celebrating it, by being aware. Again, like Valerie said, by being aware. And then acknowledging what it's pointing us towards. Because the resistance is good. It's a gift. It's a calibrator. It's a tool. It is here to share with us how to grow and expand in this beautiful world. It's not bad. It is amazing. Allison, I like you like the word resistance. A lot of people in the beginning I'd use the word angry, sad, or humility, or shame, or whatever it might be. But my feeling about a certain aspect, like when we were talking about the volume, my reaction might be different than it was different than Beth's, and it was different than Kim's, and it was different than Liz's. We all had different reactions. So when I say what it is, people look at me and like, I don't see that's red. I see that's blue. And so when I call it resistance, we recognize what is resistance at any time between our different bodies or within our bodies, that there are a truth and an untruth. Anytime there is an untruth to who you are, it's going to be felt resistant. And we can have conflicting beliefs on the egoic level, conflicting thoughts. I want to eat that. No, I shouldn't eat that. I want to eat that, but I shouldn't eat that. But I really want to eat that. I shouldn't have that. Feelings, sad, but feeling angry and feeling just conflicted in your feelings. I didn't describe it very well, but we all know what conflicting feelings are. And then ultimately in your being, as wanting to see yourself or seeing yourself in a certain way, but also conflicted and not seeing yourself in a certain way, feeling our freedom, but not being free. So I feel that resistance is the best way that's most general to encompass the difference in how we might interpret the same thing, but in an unaligned way. You guys, I don't know if I kept going clean with that story, but I feel good. If you don't like it, tell me and I can expand on anything. So we want to become aware on our four bodies, okay? Aware. And what we're looking for is any resistance, because the resistance is pointing us to something that is inconsistent with our greater desires. Resistance is telling us, there is something that you're experiencing that does not align with truth. And we are here to align with truth. We're here to align with truth. Four bodies, egoic body. This is where I hold my beliefs and my identity. Ultimately, Richard, everybody's going around and saying, I am this, I am that. I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm a this, I'm a politically, I'm a gender, I am. At the end of the day, we are just I am. I am. Your poem was a beautiful poem that just came to I am. And you integrated nature and yourself in one way that you couldn't tell where one started and one ended. I am. So ultimately in our journey to spirituality, to freedom, to liberty, to connection with greater, when we can get to I am and let go of all of the labels, and even I am an actor is a label, but I feel it's such a strong label for us to break down from our victimhood, that it's okay with where we are. But ultimately, we want to get to I am. So our egoic level. And this is where our egoic level is connected to our spirit. Then we have our mental body. This is connected to our physical brain, and our mental body is where our thoughts are, our processing, where we're thinking. So there's a difference between where we hold our beliefs, because that's connected to spirit and to bigger, and our brains and our processing. But our brain is processing our egoic level and our emotions and our physicality. So they're all connected. We're one body that are all working together. Just like our bones are working with our muscles, we're working with our ligaments and fueled by our blood. There's a connection between them. But if we can start to see them as different bodies, we can start to become aware of what's reacting when something doesn't feel good, when there's resistance. When you walk into a room and all of a sudden the air feels thick and you realize that you're feeling it, maybe on your spiritual level, maybe on your emotional level, but you're feeling something. And then your thoughts say to you, hey, something doesn't feel good. We need to get out of here. Or you walk into a room and it feels so amazing and you could feel the love and the celebration. You're like, oh my God, I am so happy to be here. And then you might say, oh my God, I wish I was here early, before. And then you start having FOMO and then you'd stop being present. So then your mental body, you got your egoic body, then you got your mental body, which is your brain. And then your command center. My work tries to get us all coming from the heart, from this command center. This is our emotional body. As a society, we have been conditioned to turn off our emotions. Most lately, we started to have this trend to opening up and being aware of our emotions. I want to go even further. Our emotional body is a body. It's a body. Our emotions is a body, and it's heart-centered. It's from the heart. So the physical body part that's taking care of the emotional body is the heart. And I believe that we should be heart-centered, that when we get into alignment, that we tell our heart to lead our mind and our ego and our physical body. And then we live a life through inspiration. And then the last body is our physical body. This is where we physically feel things. And it's also where we hold ourselves and who we are and our personality in the life. So, and that's our four bodies. And ultimately, to be happy, they all have to be in alignment. And to be happy, we got to see and be in truth with all of them and remove any of the resistance. Beautiful. Joanna saying, yes, so perfectly said. I think it was when I was talking about the mental body. But anyway, thank you. Jessica is agreeing. And Allison, I had fought against negative energy that I was attracting and thought I was being positive. I needed to shift my focus. Beautiful, beautiful. When you're trying to be positive, that's called toxic positivity. And for those of you that know me, I've been accused of being toxic positivity, and I don't like that. It's not about being positive. It's about being empowered. And an actor is empowering. Being the actor of your life is being empowered versus the reactor is victim. Empowered, victim, actor, reactor. What do we want to be? We want to be empowered. And that means when you meet resistance, which is negative energy, Allison, and I don't know if you're seeing negative energy from other people, from yourself, from the world, doesn't matter. You meet negative energy. You have two things. One, you can resist it. I don't like negative energy. Another two, you could sort of explore it. Try to understand it. See where it's coming from. What's its intention? What's its conditioning? How can you grow from it? What is it pointing you to? How do you acknowledge the greater? So much wonderful things that we can do with resistance, with negative energy, and it's all about growth and expansion, and this is what we're here from. We came in conditioned. We were fully dependent on other human beings, and these other human beings may have been our parents, they may have been something else that are adopted, it could be whatever it be. There are millions of stories. We could have been on purpose, we could have been a mistake, we could have been the first, the second, the third, the fourth, sixth, the eighth, and then in there we're conditioned. Even twins will have different conditioning because one's the strong one, one's the weak one, one's the sporty one, one's perceived as the one that needed help and support. The other one felt they were ignored. Even twins with the exact same timeline, same external conditioning, perceived external conditioning, have different internal conditioning. So what are we going to do with that? Judge our conditioning as bad, which we have been conditioned to do. Oh, our parents were awful and their parents were awful. And this is what this, and I was abused and I was a mistake and I was this and my parents are this. We're going to go through that game? Absolutely not, because our parents were conditioned and their parents were conditioned and their parents were conditioned and their parents were conditioned. And that's more resistance on the beauty of the human life. I held so much resistance to some of my conditioning, and my life is teaching me to let go of it all and see it all as beautiful, and I can cry again. How many times are you guys going to make me cry today? I can cry again. Everybody is doing their best. So let's just hold life as a teacher and recognize the beauty in it and recognize it's designed this way. It is designed this way. It is designed for a man and a woman to have a child and like, oh no, it's a mistake. And then there's a lot of shame and that baby grows up in shame. And then that person has to learn how to find their worthiness regardless of that. That is a design. It's a design on a higher level. How can we hold it as bad? How can we hold our conditioning as bad? We can't. We can't. So it's all about recognizing that there's a beauty, there's a reason. Richard said it so beautifully in his description of the sand and the flowers and the sun. There's a reason. And our human physical experience is part of that reason. So if we come back and say, this isn't bad, I'm not going to judge, there is no guilt, but I'm going to come back to explore the reason. And shift this resistance that I've been conditioned to holding on myself and others, and find a way to open myself to love and compassion and growth and expansion. Allison, you sang it beautiful. Growing and opening to the love within and the collective. Yes, this is what life's about. And let's do it together. Let's do it together. Let's come in here and say, we hold shame on our bodies. I believe that's Thursday. We hold shame on our bodies. Last week, intuitive eating. How do we eat from love? Emotions. We talked about emotions when Valerie said you missed on Thursday. It was all about emotions, getting into the emotional level and seeing where our emotions, the sadness and anger, it's buried in our bodies, in our physical bodies, in our emotional bodies, looking for it, exploring for it, and letting it go. We didn't finish. Every time I start finish, I'm going on a tangent. Awareness. We start with awareness of your 4 bodies. Awareness of what the truths that you want to hold. So the work that we do, and I call it the work, but it's not the work, it's the fun, it's the play, it's the experience, it's the journey, is finding out what our egoic beliefs are and shifting to the empowering ones and focusing on the empowering ones and letting go of the resistant ones and the fear-based ones and the control-based ones that do not serve us. And then we start to look at our minds and we start to see, oh, look at how I've judged you and look how I've held you and look how I called you stupid. And I felt stupid my whole life, and I'm going to shift because my beliefs are shifting and this will follow. And then I look at the emotions and I look at stories of emotions that have been planted in my body over time. That something happened that when I was 3, keeps the emotional flavor of it will keep reoccurring throughout my timeline until I become aware of it and shift it to number 3, step 3. So awareness, 2, acknowledgement of the deeper meaning, and 3, shift it to compassion, to love, to appreciation, to recognizing that everything we experience in life is for growth and expansion and for opening and for love. Love within and love of the collective, just like Allison said. So the sand is me and the me is sand, and the sun is the sun and I'm the sun, and the sun kisses me and I kiss the sun, and the flowers love me and I love the flowers. So we recognize that we appreciate it. We appreciate life. We appreciate the resistance. We appreciate the anger. We appreciate the sadness. We appreciate the stories. We appreciate the victimhood. We shift to looking at it and saying, oh, how am I supposed to grow? Oh, I can see you. I know I've ignored you, anger, and I've buried you. So it comes out in these ugly spits of anger. And then I feel shame. And then I bury you again. And I bury that day. And it comes out again in really ugly ways. And then I bury it again. And I say, I'm not going to be this. And I shame myself until the day that we decide, you know what? I'm done with the cycle. I'm going to ask my anger what it wants from me. I'm going to touch it and feel it in a way I've never did. I'm going to explore it. I'm going to see where it is in my body, in my heart or my shoulders, in my abdomen or my arms or my, wherever it might be. I'm going to look for it. In my mind, I'm going to look for it and see it and hold it and honor it and love it. And then when I do, step 4, you can let go. At that point, you can let go. You can let go because no longer is it anger, it's now love. No longer is it anger, it's now compassion. No longer is anger, it's understanding of the deeper meaning of life. And it's a recognition that you're worthy and you're free and that you're loved and you're beautiful. Then you can let go. Step 4, let go. You can just take it off and let it go. It's just like you're cleaning up your house and you open a cupboard and you realize, ooh, I don't need these papers anymore. These were from my college days. These were from my younger days. And I thought that I needed this to show the hard work that I did because it held something and it doesn't hold that. I don't need this anymore. And I'm going to just throw this away or recycle it or give it away if it's something that you can give away. But we don't want to give away our anger. So that's not a good analogy with our anger. But you could just give it back to the light. Give it back to the light. And then step 5 is my favorite step. And sometimes you can rearrange some of the steps, but basically, you know, in life and with all of the layers, you want to go through step 5, go through the 5 steps, but surrender. Surrender. Surrender back to the flowers, to the sand, to the sun, to the universe, to God, to your higher being, to inner being, to whatever you want to do, higher power. Just surrender and know that we're supported. Know we're supported. There's something bigger going on. This is the universal design. This is the design of the beautiful world that we live in. And we're going to choose to see it from beauty. We're going to shift the lens from suffering to struggle. We're going to shift our perception of difficulty and hard, and we are going to allow the beauty of the life. We're going to allow. Okay, so how's everybody feeling? How is everybody feeling? Because nothing can be shifted without feeling. Without feeling. Yes, I can write the steps. I can, and I have all of my meditation includes all of the steps. So all of my meditations go through, and there's something in every meditation that goes and it goes through. Become aware. Become aware. Acknowledge. I don't know if you guys hear my typing when I type, and if that's annoying, the clicking. Acknowledge. Acknowledge of the bigger, of the bigger, of the bigger acknowledgement. And usually it's one of 3, but you might not make it one of those 3 during those steps, but it's acknowledgement of your desire for your unconditional worthiness, freedom, and love. Love, happiness, peace, joy. So acknowledgement. And you might be acknowledging that, oh, I was angry because I felt like I wasn't in control. Oh, that in control means I'm not aligned with my inner power. And then that means, oh, I'm not feeling worthy or I'm not feeling free. So we'll move together towards transitioning to see what the lowest common denominator is. We're going to break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down. Wild Star, ooh, I love your name. How can one not be reactive when another is causing actual harm, physical harm? Okay, Wild Star, there is a physical reality to our life. But even in that reaction, you could see yourself as acting, as being the one that says, no, this is not okay. Putting a boundary becomes your action. Putting a barrier becomes your action. Leaving becomes your action. So a lot of times in my live streams or inspiration, someone will say something really bad, like traumatic, and I'll say fantastic. And when I say fantastic, I'm coming in from the spiritual level, the egoic level, the mental level, the emotional level, the willingness to be able to express something that was bottled in for so long. So we have our physical level. And obviously in everything that we says, if you are in harm, if you are not safe, if you're not okay, if there's anything going on, there's a physical action, but it's an action still, Wildstar, not a reaction. It's a physical action for you to realize one day is I'm going to be in line with my inner power. And this cycle of abuse, physical, emotional, mental, verbal, doesn't matter. I am acting. This is done. I am done. I'm aligned with my inner power and I am not going to allow this anymore. That is action. That is action. Joanna, thank you for your donation. Blushing. Allison, just a bit, typing appreciated here, not annoying. How about if someone types this for me? Number 1, awareness. Number 2, acknowledgement. Number 3, appreciation. Shifting from seeing things negatively to positively. Number 4, letting go. And number 5, surrender. Did someone get that? Can someone write those 5 down for me? Guest, how do we put up a barrier when at work? How do we put up a barrier when at work? Beautiful. Thank you, Valerie. Love you. How do you put up a barrier with your work? This is the work that we get to do together. This is why we come to these inspirations with the Q&A, and we have different topics that allow us to feel empowered. Someone just typed empowered, but I didn't read it up there and it scrolled through. And if I ever don't read any of your comments, please put your comments in again, because sometimes when it goes through, I miss it, or sometimes, but anyway, if I didn't say something and you'd like me to comment to it, put it in again. That's exactly the fun that we have together, guest. I think you're Ginny. Are you Ginny, guest? From last time I remember, but I might misremembered, or you might be a different guest. This is the fun that we get to have together. So today we're talking about acting, and then you said, can I call you Ginny? So when you ask about work, I'll say to you, well, Ginny, tell me what's going on at work. Tell me what's going on. And all of you relate to it in the way that you relate to it, because your experience might be with your friends that Ginny is speaking to, or it might be about, it might be at home, it might be with family, but it's something that can be related in the same way. And so what we'll do is break it down. Just like the question that was right now about what if you're in physical harm? How do you become the actor? And we broke that down and you're like, oh yeah, I am the actor. I'm not going to react anymore to your physical harm. I'm going to say enough is enough, and I am going to draw that boundary, and I am going to be aligned with my inner power, and I am not going to accept, because I am a strong, purposeful, connected, worthy individual, and I will not accept from anything or anybody any less than that. Is that reacting or acting? Is that reacting or acting? That is being true to who you are. And sometimes life is sloppy, and you might take something from your children or your partner or your friends because we're sloppy together. We're sloppy together. We're sloppy together because we're human. And you might have compassion for it, but then there might be a point that you say with love or with firmness, or depending on where it is, like, oh no, this is not okay anymore. Heck no. I'm going to be you for you. I'm going to love you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to care for you. But absolutely will I not allow you to project where you are onto me. And it starts, my friends. It starts, my friends, egoically at the egoic level, and at the mental level, and the emotional level. It starts with aligning with the truths and then letting the physical unfold. So the work that I like to do with all of you is, Ginny asked about work. Instead of me telling you, go to work and tell them, I'm not going to accept this, we move to a point that we recognize that we're worthy. And then it unfolds at work in the most natural way. The shift happens here. When it happens here on the physical level, it just unfolds. Richard, thank you. Manal, great energy speaking the truth today. I like the 5 in reverse. Surrender, let go, appreciate life, acknowledge, and What needs to go equals awareness of self. Richard, beautiful. It unfolds like a flower. Beautiful. And it depends on where you are in the particular moment, in which order that you want to do. I do believe that every day I start my day with the intention to surrender. But when there's resistance, starting with surrender does not work. So I'm assuming that we're starting from a place of resistance. I'm assuming that we're working through something, for example, today, shifting from being a victim and being a reactor to an actor. So it starts with an awareness. But when I'm aligned, I start the morning in surrender. I start the morning in surrender. And I surrender to the universe, to life, to God, to inner power, to higher power, to my being. So the intention is just like Richard said, if we could do it in reverse, actually, we don't even need to do it reverse. If we're just in surrender, we don't even need the other steps. But the point is we're human. And the point is we're going to get calibrated. You all know that I don't like the word triggered, so calibrated. And so when that happens, become aware. What body is reacting? What body? What body is reacting? And then acknowledge what it's telling you. Just don't say, I feel angry, or I feel sad, or I feel this or that. Acknowledge what it's telling you. What is it telling you? Oh, I feel unworthy right now. But you might not get there directly, but it's like, oh my God, that person made me feel really bad. I feel really stupid. Oh, why do I feel stupid? Oh, I feel like I was in grade 1 and that teacher called me out when I didn't know that math. Oh my God, that goes so far back. I feel stupid. So what does that mean when I feel stupid? I feel like I'm not good enough. Oh gosh, that's that story I have again. Oh my God, I'm not perfect. Oh my God, I'm not perfect. Oh, I get what's happening. I'm going back into feeling I'm not worthy and using external conditions to measure that I'm not worthy. But you know what? I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am unconditionally worthy. I am no different than the flowers and the sand and the sun and the beautiful. Richard, your poem is being used so much to calibrate us. I'm as worthy. And that thought came in when I was in grade 1, and I can feel the shame, the anger, the sadness, that they're not feeling good enough. And I'm going to recognize that that was here, and it's been here because it's teaching me how to find unconditional worthiness within myself. It's teaching me. And you know what? Instead of me just going through that lesson over and over again, I'm going to appreciate the set and sequence of life events that have led me to where I am, and that I've grown to a place of recognizing this pattern and deciding to let it go. To let it go. I choose to let it go. And now I feel so peaceful and aligned and in my truth. And I surrender to the truth of who I am. I surrender. So that's when you're going to go from 1 to 5. But if you're feeling damn good, you just be like Richard and you just go to 5 and surrender. Because ultimately that's where we want to get to, surrender. And surrender doesn't mean giving up. Surrender means aligned with the universe, aligned with bigger, aligned with truth. Allowing, flowing, letting. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So Richard's agreeing that it's a great thing. Just check in. And Kim is asking Richard for a copy of his poem. And I would love it too. Richard, maybe you could put it in the group, Attaining Your Authentic Life. That's the group that this community is using, Attaining Your Authentic Life. And we could see it all there. I'll type that. Or I should have asked Valerie or somebody type it for me. Okay, everybody, how are you all feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Are you calibrating to truth? Are there any feelings? We still haven't all committed or created the intention, or can we create, or is there any resistance to creating the intention that we are the actors of our life? And if you don't like the word actors, master, creator, purposeful, the inspiration. What word do you want to use? What word do you want to use that aligns with your truth, but puts you in the command and aligned with your inner power? Do we all want to create that intention? Pauline, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever good it is to you. So I like for us to create intentions because I want us to shift from these inspirations. That's the whole point of these inspirations. So how is everybody feeling? And are you open to creating the intention that our intention from the egoic level is to recognize that we might not have always held ourselves aligned with our inner power, but we're going to now. And Ginny, guest, you haven't told me about work because I'm happy to detangle that with you about where it is that you feel like you need to be aligned with your truth, speaking or aligning or wherever it might be. Kim, feeling empowered since surrendering. Beautiful. Pauline, fantastic, awesome, wonderful, Manal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, feeling good, guys? Feeling good? Do we want a meditation? Is there more things that we want to talk about? Do we want to set the intention? Yes, I agree with you, Jesse. Richard, you do have such a lovely energy and lovely intentions and lovely words. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So I'm going to ask again because I didn't see a reaction and I really would. Do we want to create the intention to be aligned with our inner power? Do we want to create the intention to being in our power, to surrender, to being an actor, being in our truth? Beautiful. This is what I want to see. I want to see these intentions because that's where our shift will start. Now, are there any thoughts or feelings that is obstructing or in your way? Are there any thoughts or feelings? When you say, yes, I'm going to be aligned with my inner power. I'm going to be the creator. I want to be my actor. What, is there any resistant thoughts or feelings? Is there anything? Beautiful, Kim, creating the intention. Nicole, I'd like to know the process of choosing between great and great. Nicole, help me. I'd like to know the process of choosing between great and great. Do I just rely on the universe to guide me? Tell me what you mean about between great and great. And two job opportunities that are awesome. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, this is about, first of all, wonderful that you see them that are two job you see that they're both wonderful. You're both wonderful. And now you're making, really what you're saying is, how do I make a decision that's aligned? How do I make a decision that feels good? How do I make and trust how do I trust myself? How do I trust myself ultimately? And first of all, what you want to do, what I do is trust myself. Do you trust yourself, Nicole? And all of you, do you trust yourself? Do you trust yourself? Yes, yes. Nicole says yes. Beautiful. So you trust yourself. So the way I do it, if I have two great decisions, I recognize the beauty and the fortune that I have between having two decisions. So not always, says Kim, and Joanne says yes, Joanna says yes. But Nicole, I honor the fact that I've attracted two wonderful decisions. I honor it. And I've been in the situation many times, and actually my kids have been too, where we're choosing between great decisions. And sometimes it's when the universe just gives you one, you feel like it's easier. Sometimes it is easier, but it's also wonderful to be having the choice of amazing decisions. So first of all, the intention is create the intention to trust yourself, and that you know that whatever decision that you make is the right decision. And you create an intention for honoring whatever decision you make, whatever the outcome is, because you recognize whatever decision you have. So there are no regrets. Then I like to make the decision. I sit quietly and I decide. For me, it's my abdomen gives me a yes or no. And if we all want to do it, let's all do it softly and quietly right now. Let's look for a decision that we're trying to make. It could be a big decision or a small decision. Just look for something that you're just trying to decide on. It could even be whether you want orange juice or pineapple juice, coffee or tea. Just feel into your body. And then just ask yourself quietly, while really feeling into your body, whether choice A or choice B. Choice A or choice B. For me, I receive it in my abdomen, and I'll have my abdomen will give me a really strong response, but everybody is different. You might receive your messages, your knowing in a different way. So just quietly sit with choice A and choice B and see what your body is telling you. And then once you decide or feel or receive the message from your body, just come back out and then hold that as your decision. And then after you hold that as your decision, then you have your choice, Valerie. Then you see, does that decision feel good? Or does that guide you to the other decision? Because sometimes by virtue of making one decision, you're going to feel whether there's a regret or a confidence with that decision. And then you go to whatever your body is telling you until you know with clarity that this is your decision. So Valerie, tell me if that helped. But the intention is to create trust within yourself, unconditional trust, to feel in your body and to open up your body to receiving it in more ways than just your mind. So when you close and ask choice A and B, you're engaging your gut instinct, your egoic body, your emotional body, and allowing your other bodies to help point you in the direction. We're able to receive, just like Richard told us with the flowers and the sand and the sun, we can receive information in different ways. So your body will tell you, and then you play with the choice and see if it remains committed to that, or if your body says, oh no. Sometimes I just pick a decision without even going through it. So if I could feel if there's regret or alignment with it. And then whenever you make your decision, you stand by yourself and you trust yourself and you do not go into the past, you stay in the present. Valerie, let me know if any of those resonate with you, any of those don't resonate with you, and if anybody wants any expansion on any of that. Valerie says that she's working on trusting herself, absolutely, and beautiful. I create an intention to trust myself. I'm going to start to connect with all four of my bodies, so I can start to hear the truth on different bodies. We need to see how your emotions feel. You might, and Valerie, I just said Valerie, but I think I mean Nicole. My daughter made a decision about 2 co-op jobs, and the co-op job that she chose didn't turn out to be great, but then she actually it unfolded in great ways in a different way. So my whole point with that is I don't want you to expect that things might not still unfold as life, but honor any unfolding, because that unfolding is still leading you to your truth, So Nicole, I'm glad that you received that well. I'm going to scroll through some of the past comments that I missed. Let me see. Grest, I'm the only one that knows and does my job and continually gets more dumped on me, and I can't say no. Let me see. It scrolled again. I wish you could hold these sometimes. So stressed out already and dealing with anxiety and don't know what to do. I do my best every day and I love my job, but it's getting too much. Okay, beautiful. Guest, what you're talking about is all about freedom. It's all about boundaries, and it's all about, actually, there's also self-worth in there. I'm glad that you love your job, but there is a balance that you're looking for. And let me ask you this, and the word anxiety, we're talking about that on Tuesday, anxiety and stress and getting to it, because anxiety is actually dealing with fear. It's a fear that I cannot name or I have not named. So there's a lot that you have in there, but there is a alignment with your truth and alignment with yourself that we want to strengthen and to get to. And Ginny, together we'll break that down. Together we'll break that down. So tell me, Ginny, if you know that you're fearful of something, what are you fearful of? Are you fearful of expressing your truth? Are you fearful of the job being secure and insecure? What fears do you have? And also, if you can come back and connect a lot of that not being able, taking on too much and not having boundaries to the youngest age, to your stories, your conditioning, can you get there as well? So I'm going to ask you that and wait for you to respond and go through some of these others if I missed anything. I missed a comment from Anonymous because everybody's speaking to Anonymous. Is Anonymous Beth, you guys? Or guest, Ginny? When you speak to Anonymous? Okay, I'm missing some things. You guys help me if I missed any comments. Roxanne, the 4 bodies, your egoic body, your mental body, your emotional body, and your physical body. So your spirit, your mind, your brain, your heart, and your body, your physical body. Oh, and Valerie already listed it. Gary, what's the best way to identify your fear? On Tuesday, we're going to do this. We're going to look into our bodies and we're going to feel into anxiety. We're going to welcome anxiety. We're going to welcome anxiety. We're going to feel into it and we're going to welcome it. And then we're going to ask, feel into it and just discover. Do you guys want to do that right now? Let's do it right now. And if I missed any comments, I'm not going to scroll back again. If I miss anything, please retype it in the window for me. Please, please, please. So we're going to this is a prelude to Tuesday. But anyway, there's so much energy and emotion in us. And everything I say is the same message. It's just getting at it, building it through love and empowerment and happiness and excitement. Liz even says, I've been listening in and I'm feeling happy and grateful for being here with Manal and others in the community. Liz, feeling the same way. Let us feel on anxiety right now. And Jeannie, which is guest, which I think is also anonymous. Let's feel the anxiety from work. So if there's something specific that you can pull it in. So everybody invite the feeling of anxiety. You can do that by several ways. One is if you don't overindulge. I don't want anybody overindulging in this. We are doing this from curiosity and exploration, not from indulgent in the emotion and feeling. So I want you just sort of fly over it, become aware of it, connect with it, but don't overindulge in it, okay? So everybody connect with anxiety. You could do that several ways. One, if you bring into your thoughts any stories that you know that cause you anxiety. So thinking about work, relationships, academia, your career, see if that invites the feeling of anxiety. You can also, if you know that you can just say anxious and feel the anxiety, if it's there, just so ready. The other way is if you know where you carry it in your body. So if you carry your anxiety in your shoulders, go to your shoulders. If you know you're carrying it in your chest, go to your chest. If you know that you're carrying it in your abdomen, go. Roxanne, beautiful. Think about your daughter. So go to wherever you guys carry anxiety. Roxanne's feeling it in her throat. Beautiful. So go. Everybody go in your body. Now that you've introduced it, find where you can feel it physically in your body. So Roxanne's going to her throat. If it's all over, go all over. If it's in your mind, go to your mind. If it's in your heart, like Wildstar is feeling, go in your heart. Just go to that anxiety. Now, I want you to see that anxiety now, instead of from a place of resistance, that we're used to holding resistance to negative feelings. Be curious. Sort of say, hey, I see you. And I'm going to hold you from a different place than I've ever held you before. And I see you. I feel you. I love you. I care for you. I'm hearing you. So feel into that. Ginny, feel into that stress and that fear and see where it is in your body. It could be internal. So Ginny is talking about, which is guest, and I think you guys are saying anonymous, is talking about cancer. So there can be internal things, loss of mom, loss of family. So there's a lot of things internally. So that anxiety might be connected to more abstract things, not physical, but just find it. Now ask it what it's guiding you towards. Ask it what it wants you to know. Feel into what fears. Fear of being alone. Fear of death. Fear of loss. Just ask it, what is the fears? What are your fears? What do you want me to know? What are you connected with? Roxanne, fear of loss, beautiful. Fear of being out of control. Fear of not being good enough. Now I want you to all sort of shift, because I can feel a lot of you're all doing a great job, because I can feel intensity in this virtual room. I hope you could feel the energy. You guys feel the energy in the room, the collective energy, and how heavy it is compared to what it was before. But don't judge it as bad. Recognize the beauty of us all doing our work to connect with negative energy that we have not held on before. And that this is a celebration. Look at how brave everybody is. Celebrate everybody's courage. Celebrate your courage. Celebrate your willingness to look within yourself. Recognize this is the human journey, and this is conditioning, and that we've taken everything so seriously, but we really don't. Celebrate the beauty of life. Recognize that life is actually for us to enjoy and see the flowers and see the trees and see the beauty all around us, and the mountains and the beaches and the oceans, and that sometimes that we get caught up in the physical, but there's actually such a beautiful life. See if you could start to shift at looking at that anxiety and that stress and shift into recognition for a desire for your freedom and a desire for your worthiness and desire for your happiness. And don't plow over it, but see if you can really shift. Guest is talking about OCD and not having control of her life, and just realize there is no control. There's just surrender. Control is just a misperception. There's just surrender. We're supported in the most amazing, beautiful way. Recognize that we were trying to control and felt controlled and being controlled. And it's all about surrender. It's about allowing. It's about alignment. It's about trusting your four bodies. Your egoic body, your mental body, your emotional body, your physical body. It's by trusting. It's by allowing. It's by surrendering. And that you've been holding it all up in your body and you just don't need to. And see at this point if you could just let it go. We've moved from becoming aware, of acknowledging the deeper meaning, of appreciating and shifting to celebrate. Now you can let go. Let go. Any way that you can. Sometimes I like to physically imagine myself taking it off and letting it go back to the light. Go back to light. And Deanne, not surrender to the resistance. Surrender to life, to universe, to beauty, to allowing, to being supported. We want to surrender the resistance or surrender ourselves, but not surrender to the resistance. If I can offer you that subtlety, it's surrender to the higher, surrender to life. Roxanne, we let it go to the light. We imagine going to the core of the earth, to the fire in the earth. Imagine going it to light. Imagine it just going. Sometimes I imagine fireworks and it just going around me like a big celebration, letting it go. You could breathe it in, and not breathe it in, breathe in air, breathe in light, and then breathe out all of the resistance. If you feel it on your throat, you just let it go. Jessica, swirling of thoughts in my head and crying, beautiful, beautiful. You've never held yourself, or you've hardly held yourself in this way before, and just enjoy the process of it. Roxanne, surrendering to the light and earth, beautiful. Kay is talking to Anonymous, so I won't read it. This is beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Neil, my trip to Spain is on hold due to passport, but trying to surrender to wish of the universe. Beautiful, beautiful. Roxanne, tears, tears and tears. Beautiful. Let it go. These tears are the universe answering and letting it go. You've been holding it in your body. Tears is a mechanism for us letting it out. Don't hold back your tears. We break down with our friends and we're like, sorry, we're crying. And it's like, no, let it out. Let it out. It's a physical way to let out that emotional expression that we have. Neil, lots of back pain. Beautiful. You're carrying that stress in your back. Connect with it. See it. Recognize it. Celebrate it. Understand it. Surrender. Pain is physical pain is indication of blocked emotional pain. Emotional pain is a recognition of blocked mental pain. And then it gives us the invitation to open up egoically and to surrender. Physical pain is beautiful. When it starts to become chronic and starts to be whatever, those are still, we didn't listen to our physical and now it's coming in internally. Let's listen to our bodies. Let's shift the dialogue. Let's shift the dialogue. Let's listen to our bodies. Let's take it all as clues towards understanding all of our bodies and getting into alignment. Let's hold it from a place of celebration and love and understanding and self-understanding. It's beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Everything is exactly what it meant to be. Richard, exactly. Blue's Clues. This is all clues. Blue's Clues. And it come out in different ways. Your energy might come out in different ways. Sometimes I shake in a funny way and some people are burping and crying and there's just different ways that your body is going to let it out and just honor whichever way that it wants. Gary, did that answer your question? Did that let you guide you towards the step? And all my meditations, become aware. Every meditation has a topic, and step 1 is become aware. Step 2 is acknowledge the deeper meaning. Step 3 is appreciate, and step 4, let go. And sometimes I skip a step or I combine the steps. And in acknowledgement, there's the appreciation. And then sometimes, beautiful, Gary, beautiful. And if I remember from last time, I think you said that you didn't even know your emotions or that you held back emotions. This is what's about. Before we get to chronic pain, before we get to cancer, before we get to our backs not supporting us, let's connect with the emotion. Let's grow. Let's love. Jessica, that's funny. The song Everything is Beautiful in its own way has been going through my head for a few days now. It is. Everything is beautiful. Roxanne, similar to Tara Brach and her RAIN method. I'm not familiar with her, but there's so many different teachers that are all saying the same thing. And it's all about finding what resonates with you for the moment and growing and expanding. There's so many brilliant people and we're human too. So I'm human. I experience all the same things. And then I was like, sometimes ashamed because I'm like, oh my God, Manal. Even I'm like, one of my friends, I'm like, I teach this shit. And she was laughing. And I'm like, how could I be feeling like this? And it's like, because a plumber will still have toilet problems. An oncologist still might get cancer. It's okay. It's okay. I'm still a human. I might understand it intellectually, but my feelings don't feel it. And I'll say to my friends, can you help me? Can you help me understand what it is that I'm trying to acknowledge? Because I feel trapped in this story. Can you help me? Can you help me get untrapped? Can you help me get untrapped? I'm still a human. I'm still going through this journey. I still feel emotions. And I still have stories. And I'm still breaking through to find my unconditional freedom and worthiness and love. Pauline, through your ears, thoughts just rushing around. Beautiful. Guest, did this help you, Jeannie? Did it calibrate you? Did you get what you need from work? It's about finding what's going on. And it's not about work. It's about what's in you. And we all think things are external, but it's all internal. It's all internal, but we think it's external. So when we stop using it and blaming the external and taking it internally, that's what it is between being an actor and a reactor. Actor and a reactor. Start looking internally, not externally. When we're looking external, we're a reactor. When we're looking internally, we're an actor. That's what the thesis is today. When we're looking externally, we're a reactor. When we look internally, we are an actor. Let's start acting. I think I see someone laughing about my plumber analogy. Roxanne, recognize, allow, investigate, nurture. Beautiful, beautiful. Very similar. Very, very similar. Awareness, acknowledgement of the deeper meaning, appreciate, let go, let go, let go. My favorite is let go because I can feel it physically going and I become lighter. And surrender. Surrender. Kim, once I surrendered to the fact that my marriage was toxic and robbed me of any, I lost it, and robbed me of any and every joy in my life, I felt such a relief when I made the decision to let it go. Beautiful, beautiful. And it is about starting from surrender. I would suggest if you have the capacity, but if you're in a physical relationship that's abusive and different things, you might not be able to shift everything here first. Surrender and shift it all, and then allow the physical to follow and lead. To follow and lead. It's interesting. Allow the physical to follow and lead. So you don't have to make the choices physically, that it ultimately unfolds in a powerful way. To everyone in the community. Okay, Liz is talking to the community. Cynthia, oh my gosh, Manal. There is no actual words to thank you for the appointed, powerful, and loving message that you consistently bring to us. Full heart. Oh, Cynthia, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Blushing. Roxanne, my cousin is named Manal, and your expressive hand movements are definitely how we express. Yes, I find that I do use my hands a lot. I hope I'm not distracting. Jesse I think Anonymous is guessed, which is Gina. Or Jeannie. Is it Jeannie? I think it's Jeannie. But if she wants to be anonymous, but Jeannie could be anybody. Sati, thank you so much, Manal, for a powerful talk. Thank you for being here. I love you being here. And Pauline with her thumbs up. So, okay, we're at the hour and 21-minute mark. How does everybody feel? Are we feeling back into, oh, Roxanne, thank you. Charming hand movements. Thank you. Is everybody feeling empowered? Is there any resistance to anybody feeling? Is there anything that anybody wants to talk to and feel that they want to let out? Do we feel aligned? Are you going to join Attaining Your Authentic Life? Are you following, and are you going to continue to follow? Tuesday, Thursday, and next Tuesday. I already told you Tuesday is about anxiety. Thursday is about body image. And next Tuesday is about feeling alone. Last week, somebody said that they feel alone. And then everybody's like, me too, I feel alone too. And everybody started talking about alone. And I'm like, Manal, I didn't honor it. I don't know if I honored it enough because it was about, I think we were talking about emotions. I don't know if it was emotions that day. But anyway, I'm like, Manal, there was so much affirmation about feeling alone. And I actually feel alone sometimes too, that we really should spend a day dedicated to exploring what alone is. And, obviously it's about being connected to bigger and feeling security in the earth. And it's all about the poem that Richard wrote. So I said, you know what, let's talk about being alone. So that's the Tuesday after. And I only have the next 3 out. So next Tuesday, Thursday, and the Tuesday after. Allison, my body is asking me to move gently to let go. Beautiful, beautiful. Listen to our bodies. Roxanne, thank you for your gift. Kim, feeling light and energized. Beautiful. Roxanne, that would be wonderful and timely being alone. Beautiful. So does anybody have any other topics that you would like us to explore as a community? Sharon, I get the scheduling with the kids and all of everybody's scheduling. But is there any topics that anybody wants? I'm going to start I am recording them, but I'll start recording the audio as well and putting them on audio as for InsightTimer as a talk. So you'd be able to get it through there as well. So I'm in the process of doing that this week, and some of the past ones will be uploaded as well. So there'll be a 90-minute talk on InsightTimer. Sharon, I already read that. Liz, live and let go so you can live. Beautiful. Name of the group again, Attaining Your Authentic Life. If someone could type that in for me, Attaining Your Authentic Life. Yes, the group is called Attaining Your Authentic Life. Sharon, anxiety and pain. You're still feeling anxiety and pain. Beautiful. Thank you, Richard. Jesse, thank you. Roxanne, dealing with grief. Attaining your authentic life. Okay, beautiful. Do you guys want to feel it? Do you want to feel it again, or do you want to talk to it? Sharon and Roxanne, let me know if you want to talk to it or feel it. We can do either. We can go back in and just feel and talk to it. Then Roxanne, tell me a bit more about what's going on. Talk about what's going on. And Bella says talk to it too. I know sometimes we meditate, if it's too short, the shift in the energy in the room becomes significant. But it's really, the meditations are a fantastic way to get to the root of your feelings, to the root of it. But I like the 20, 30-minute ones where we can spend more time feeling it and then shifting it. So talk to me, Roxanne, what is going on? And Sharon as well, what is going on? Let's see what we can say. Let us see what we can see, what we can see, and see what we can say, and see how we can align to truth. My nephew died 5 days ago. We're all shocked, and my sister Nadia is grief-stricken. Yes, Roxanne, I have one talk and one meditation about mourning. And there was one point in my life, a few years ago, when I wrote that meditation, 3 of my dears, one lost a father, one lost a cat, and one lost a relationship. She thought they were going to get married. And what was really interesting is that all 3 of them, the intensity of their mourning, of their pain, of their grieving, even though one was a father, one was a cat, and one was a relationship, they were all really intense. And so from them, because I had a lot of intimate conversations, I was able to talk and pick up the similarities. So grief and mourning, whether it's a death or whether it's a death of a relationship or a death of, relationships is like Kim talking about with her marriage, a death of being engaged, being a death of a pet. There's a lot of feelings in them. And you know that there's the 5 steps that they talk about, the 5 steps in grieving and mourning. So I have a meditation and a talk that is all about honoring the process. Your nephew died. Your nephew died 5 days ago. You're going to have a lot of energy. And number 1 is don't put the resistance on the resistance. Honor the process. Honor the feelings. Honor the grief. Honor the sadness. Become aware and love and honor. And there is a story of life and death. And I do believe that death is a part of life. And I believe that death is a celebration. But I know that there's such a physical pain on the physical level. Honor the physical. Honor the physical. So don't plow through it. Don't look for ways of being positive, but be empowered and recognize the beauty of life and death. And life and death is part of life. Life and death is part of life. So become empowered. Don't be disempowered, but honor the beauty of the mourning and the grieving and the feeling and the process. Honor how you go through different levels of the shock and the pain and the acceptance and the anger. You're going to go through the 5 stages. I don't remember the 5 stages. What is it, you guys? It's shock and then anger and then acceptance. That's only 3. There's a whole bunch of them. So yes, enjoy the love that people are giving you. Denial. Thank you, Roxanne. Enjoy the love that people are giving you. Honor the different stages. Honor all your stages. Really enjoy. No, enjoy is the wrong word. Just be part of it and love it. And bargaining. Thank you. Bargaining. Just go through it and honor it. And honor your sister and honor everybody that's going to go through it in their own way. And don't get stuck in being a victim. Recognize the empowerment that death is life. And recognize whatever your religious beliefs are, your spiritual beliefs, your universal beliefs, and count on whatever it is that's holding you to hold you and hold your family in love and light. That's what I would say. The meditation that I have is I really enjoy it, and I believe it's very well received from the reviews and the comments that I've gotten. So if you can hold that as well. So let me know, Roxanne, if that helps you and if there's anything specific that you would like me to mention as well. But for me, the biggest thing is death is life. Death is life, and life is death. And you will feel and honor the feeling, honor the process, honor everybody's process, whether he has siblings, his mother, his father, honor that everybody's going to communicate it and articulate it a different way. And just make sure that none of you get stuck in victim, and that there is that feeling of recognition of the beauty of life, and life is part of the beauty of life. Roxanne, I'm glad that you received that. And I'm just sending you love and light. Exactly. Sending you love and light. So honor, 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 honor. Don't get into victim here. Honor, 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 honor until you're back into full alignment. Beautiful. Jessica, father and cat have passed last year. I've been stuck between shock and anger for a year now. Grateful to have found you at this time. Feel ready to evolve. Beautiful. You guys, I'm going to cry. You guys, how many times have you made me almost want to cry during today? Life is beautiful. And Kim, thank you. Life is beautiful. And we're meant to feel. We're meant to feel. We're meant to experience these things. It's part of life. And so just be in it. And know that you're being in it. And honor that you're being in it. And let go distance to being in it. And then when you're ready to shift into it from a different place, like Jessica saying, okay, I'm ready to shift because I know that life is about being happy and being free and being worthy. It's what life is about. And we get different experiences to help us grow into that. One of my dear friends, her husband died, and his birthday's on my birthday. And so me and him had this wonderful relationship where every birthday, he would call me first because he was better at it. And I was so mean, I would say, happy birthday, before he had the chance, even though he's the one that called me. And he was so humble, and he was such a guy. He'd let me say happy birthday before I said happy birthday, even though he was calling me to say happy birthday. And he died, and he was battling cancer for quite some time. And his memorial and their religious beliefs and their belief of surrender and their ultimate belief of surrendering, and their belief is God, and just recognition that this is life. This is life. This is life. We're meant to feel. And this feeling is for us to grow and expand and to have compassion towards life and ourselves and to other people, and to calibrate to truth, which is internal to us, and calibrate to the greater of what life is. And then we find love and life and attraction for everything. Okay, thank you, Roxanne, and thank you, Kim. I see all of these beautiful affirmations and love and beauty. Thank you. I love you all. Pauline, life is to be happy, worthy, and free. Life is to be happy, worthy, and free. We are meant to live life and embrace it all. Life is amazing, and we will feel along the way. And when we lose loved ones, whether they're young or they're old, it's helping us to calibrate back to freedom, to worthiness, to love, to surrender. It's here to teach us. It's here to teach us. So feel, love, acknowledge, learn, grow, and love. Liz, Manal, I'm sending you my love along with a virtual hug and support. Thank you, thank you, thank you, as you guys bring me to the tears at the end of it. Sharon, I don't know if you want to expand, or speaking to Roxanne, that gave you some freedom as well. And I'm glad that you're laughing over my birthday story. It's so funny. He was so cute. Call me and I'd get it. And I knew I should just wait, or I should just say hello and just let him say it. But my ego couldn't, happy birthday, Manoj. Happy birthday. Oh my God. So Sharon, let me know if you're feeling good. Everybody, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Are we feeling good? Are we back on a high? Are we loving life? It's 1:33. And those of you that knows me, 3 is my number. 3 is my number. 3 is my number. It's always been my number. And I say things in 3 too. I'm like, oh my gosh, when you guys come in, I'm always talking in 3s. Roxanne, feeling grateful. Beautiful. And that's what it is. Death come back and just try to connect with grateful. Honor your feeling and go back to grateful. Feeling the anger and come back to grateful. Going to denial and coming back to grateful. Feeling the anger and coming back to grateful. And recognizing there's a meaning. There's a meaning. There's a meaning. And one day you are going to connect with the meaning. We're going to connect with it in life, but we're really going to connect with it in death. And just see the beauty that he's now connecting. He's an angel. You've got an angel. You've got an angel. You've got an angel. You've got many angels, but you've got one angel that you can call by name. You've got an angel you can call by name. And I don't know if that's your beliefs. That's by beautiful. Feel the sadness. Feel the sadness. Honor the sadness. Recognize the sadness. See if there's other losses that you didn't honor in the right way, in the honorable way. See if there's a flavor of other sadnesses, whether it's in other relationships and friendships and in passing of other people, and feel it. Feel it. At night, when you think about it, go into meditation. When I have emotions, I usually deal in meditation. Mostly, it's at night, it's days, all the time. But I'll spend time just closing my eyes and connecting with that sadness, and then just opening up my mind to every memory of feeling sadness. And I just let it go through. And sometimes I let it come randomly. So it will come randomly during different ages. And sometimes I imagine my timeline starting in the womb. Sometimes I go back before the womb to stories that we know and how that impacted. But I go and I imagine sadness at every stage of my life. Become aware of it, acknowledge the desire for happiness, recognize this as life, appreciate the beautiful life that we live in, let go and surrender. Beautiful, Roxanne. So the nephew, if you didn't really grieve the loss of that marriage, is going to be amplified by that death. And if you haven't acknowledged your past sadness, new events are going to amplify and amplify and amplify. And at one point, you have to stop the cycle. And that's through the awareness, the acknowledgement, and letting go. It's by feeling into it, into loving it. Pauline, wow, it fascinates me too. And Jessica, thank you all here. And I'm feeling the connection and support. Thank you, Manal. Thank you, Jessica. Pauline is clapping. Roxanne, I'm still dealing and feeling that one. Beautiful. So your nephew is feeling stronger than it may have been because you have that others. That's okay. Just acknowledge that you're still mourning that. And when you mourn your nephew, mourn the marriage, the 37 marriage in parallel. Or differently, or together, however you want. But just keep doing it and see if there was other deaths before that. And decide that you're creating the intention to clean up internally. To clean up. To clean up. And I don't know if clean up is the right word, but let me be sloppy every now and then, although I shouldn't be sloppy. Maybe the right word is calibrate, alignment to truth, disentangle, realign. Beautiful. Twin brother and mother and father all gone now. Beautiful. And have you truly, truly, truly honored your grief? Go through, Roxanne, tonight and just feel through your body, not overindulging. And all of us, whatever energy is high, whatever story, whatever energy, the talk about work, the talk about the physical, whatever it might be, just go in and just spend half an hour, 20 minutes, an hour in a meditative state, not in the physical state, but in a meditative state, and feel how you feel about your twin. Such a relationship with the twin and your mother and your father, and just go through and feel whether there's resentment that you held and anger you held and sadness and whether or not you truly mourned it. And just go through your timeline and enjoy the feelings with the connection with those emotions. Beautiful. Kim says, I like that. Clean up, refresh. Beautiful. Pauline, I want to donate, but I'm stuck in password la la land. Love it. Gary speaking to Roxanne. Roxanne, it's been overwhelming and deeply painful. Beautiful. It's time to acknowledge it, to live it, to let it out, to feel it on a different way. Yeah, I would imagine twin is one of the most intimate relationships. I mean, you guys were swimming together before. There's such a spiritual connection, no matter what your physical relationship is. So just connect. Just connect. Feel it. Acknowledge it. See the stories. Honor yourself. Honor. Spend as much time as you need nesting. When I went through my divorce, I spent, I think, a year of nesting and meditating and feeling all of the stories that led me to it. And it was about control and power and worthiness and happiness. It was about them all. But I spent a year just going and understanding and detangling and honoring, figuring out. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. We're human. Beautiful. Okay, how's everybody feeling? Sharon, you still didn't say if there's something that you wanted to share. And if I missed anybody, my intention is for us to all speak and for me to connect with everybody. But I know sometimes they scroll up. But I think I did an okay job today with the scrolling. There was just 2 moments where I let go of the scrolling, but I think I did okay. I think I did okay. Okay, you know what? I'm going to hold it. I did great. What was it? Who was it that said I was choosing between great and great? Always, Pauline. Thank you, Pauline. Always, Manal. She says I did great too. There we go. The external validation that I needed to know that I did great. Okay, anything else? Are we feeling good? Anybody want to say anything? Roxanne, all the time, always. Thank you for attention and kindness today, Manal, all the time. Thank you, Manal, for doing this Live Now event and your amazing gift to me and others in the community here. And your wisdom, your words that you speak to people are beautiful, healing, powerful, uplifting, and inspirational for people. We all are fortunate to have you on our timer in our life. Thank you, Manal. Thank you for the knowledge, love, and support. Jessica, you did great. Thank you, guys. Can you see? I'm blushing. I really am blushing. Okay, guys. I love you all. Let's keep the conversation going. Life is about the muscle, the conditioning, building up. Let's keep building up together by being honest with ourselves. Life is not struggle. Life is not tough. Life is not hard, but life is life. And with life brings death. And in that invokes feelings that we process. And when we process, we grow and we expand. And we're calibrating to the truth of our worthiness, our freedom, and the unconditional love for ourselves and for others. And this is what life is. Let's muscle it together. Let's grow it together. Let's expand together. You are all amazing. Without you all, this could not be. You bring out the truths and you bring out the vulnerabilities and you bring out the stories. You bring out all of the beauty. So I thank every single one of you. I love you all. I love all of your kindness, all of your words, all of your inspirations, all of your comments and all of your compliments, because I'm human and I love to hear love and I love to feel love. Joanne, I always call you Joanne because the A looks like an E and then I go forward a bit and then I see the A and I call you Joanna. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all. I love you all. I hope to see you on Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday afterwards. Kay, Manal, really appreciate you sharing your experience and wisdom with us. I'm grateful and appreciative for the space you hold for healing and the people you've brought together. Hope everyone who felt called to share and those who didn't, but hold it in your own space for peaceful, balanced, and harmonious. I am so grateful. Okay, thank you. That is so beautiful. And I love everybody that speaks and I love everybody that doesn't, and it really doesn't matter. And I love to see in the beginning like the highs and by the end still the goodbyes and that everybody is still here and just feeling and doing. Joanna, my first time today, and I know it was Spirit that directed me. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Pauline, really cool. Joanna, I'm Jonna. Oh, Jonna. Tell me if I got it, Jonna. I'm Jonna. Beautiful. Love it. Okay, Jonna. Thank you for that. Thank you. Very particular about spelling names. Liz, I'm following you now, although not in the stalking sense. I love it. InsightTimer actually identified one of my meditations yesterday on their main page under top sleep, under featured, which was such an honor. And there was so many new followers yesterday and so much engagement on my page, which was really exciting. So for me, that was just so I'm sharing with you guys. It was so exciting for me. I was like, why is there more views than normal on my page? Because you know what it is. And then all of a sudden I see that it's exploding. I'm like, what's going on? And I saw that it was featured as under sleep and on the homepage, or one of the home pages. You know how there's many different pages, the Explore, the this and that. So it was exciting. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, you guys, you're awesome. I always have trouble hanging up because I just love that we're talking and we're feeling, and we're all feeling like this all euphoria, this high. We're on this high. But I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll keep growing, we'll keep expanding, we'll keep living, we'll keep loving, we'll keep lifing. We'll keep lifing, celebrating our humanness, celebrating life, celebrating ourselves, celebrating our connection to greater, calibrating to the truth that life is amazing. We are amazing, and everything that we want and need in life is within ourselves. Everything. Everything we want and need is within ourselves. And we will be the actors of our life. We will be the creators, the manifestors. We will lead and live the life that we desire because it is our truth. And we'll do it together with such joy and excitement and amplification. And it's amazing. Christine, don't worry. Everybody gets the manual instead of the Manal because of the spell check. It cracks me up. Christine, I'm glad it's your first time, and I'm glad that you will be following as well. Okay, guys, I love you. I love you. I love you, Wildstar. Love your agate. Oh, my ring. Thank you. I'm a crystal nerd too, and its sparkle keeps catching my eye. Thank you. One of my dear friends actually bought it from me. Thank you, Wildstar. Thank you, all of you. I love you unconditionally. I see your unconditional worthiness. I see your unconditional freedom. I see you all with the beauty and truth of who you are. You all reflect individual light with the truth of you, and I just want to see you for who you are. For who you are, true to your truth and true to yourself. I love you always, love you all. My love, always.